Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. And another heavyweight news and note smash-up video today, starting with Anthony Joshua, whose management company 258 Management, which Joshua does own, says that 258 and Matchroom Boxing can confirm on behalf of Anthony Joshua that we accepted all terms presented to us by Fury's team for a fight on December 3rd last Friday. Due to the passing of the Queen, it was agreed to halt all communication. We are awaiting a response. So this is very interesting and obviously positive news, but it doesn't mean the fight's going ahead, but certainly it feels like a few hurdles are cleared. The December date, early in December, seemingly was looking like an issue because originally Joshua and his camp, they thought December 17th was on the table, but that was a date that Fury and his camp did not want. December 3rd and a date in late November were sort of offered up. So this is positive news, and I'm like slightly more optimistic than I was last week because it feels like is this a real thing, or is it a game of chicken, a bit of a bluff, and someone's going to blink and it's going to fall to pieces like a house of cards? I mean, if it doesn't, fantastic, because I think this is one of those big heavyweight fights that if we don't get, especially when these guys are still in their primes or close to it, then it will be, boxing fans will be more the poorer for it if it never happened. Tyson Fury's co-promoter Frank Warren has stated that Anthony Joshua will be receiving a contract for the Tyson Fury fight on December 3rd very soon. So I guess we'll see where that goes, but the possibility of that fight going ahead, obviously one of the potential barriers is the sanctioning body. Remember that Anthony Joshua is coming off 2 consecutive losses, but the WBC seemingly clearing the way for the fight to go ahead, installing Joshua at number 6 in its rankings, which means that Tyson Fury can fight him. So if he wasn't in the top 15, or is it at top 10, whatever the case may be, he's well inside it, so can be a viable opponent. So I guess fingers crossed, but it's boxing, so we need to just keep expectations in check for the moment. Anthony Joshua on his Snapchat, he goes by Ghost there, has said that watching these old boxing docs got me feeling wounded that I didn't win the championship, but I've been devising a new plan of action and will begin engineering my plans tomorrow. Stay hungry. Hip hip. So Arslanbek Makhmudov, Carlos Takam, they've come face to face ahead of their fight this Friday in Canada, Montreal. And you can sort of see in terms of this shot, pretty stark sort of difference in height. So, but Takam, wily old veteran, but it is a case that, Makhmudov, 14-0 at this point, 14 KOs. It's relatively, I think, careful matchmaking. It is a fight that he's meant to look good and get a stoppage, and this will be broadcast on ESPN. So the comment here, excellent press conference on the sidelines of this Friday's gala featuring Arslanbek Makhmudov versus Carlos Takam, as 3 titles will be contested, the NABA, NABF and WBC Silver. And Carlos Takam, via his co-promoter Star Boxing, he is also co-promoted by Top Rank, so too Mahmudov now. You've got Carlos Takam saying, I'm excited about the opportunity to fight in Montreal once again. Canada is great to visit, and the fans know their boxing. I'm healthy, in shape, and ready to give my fans around the world what they have been asking for. It's time to get back in action and achieve my goals. Not sure what his goals are at this point beyond a few sort of retirement paydays, because he's not really in contention for a title anymore, but he's got enough name value that it can assist Mahmudov's career. And you've got Joe DeGuardia, who co-promotes Takam, saying Carlos is a true veteran and is always willing to push himself to fight the best. Whether it's world champions like Anthony Joshua on 8 days' notice, top contenders like Joyce in Joyce's backyard in the UK, or now a powerful rising prospect in Mahmudov, Takam always seeks the biggest fights and puts on entertaining performances for the fans. We expect the same thing to come September 16. So he didn't exactly say he's going to win, but I guess maybe he's being a bit realistic. Carlos Takam coming off a knockout loss to Joyce. And this fight could resemble that one, because Takam, he could find a lot of openings against the leaky defense of Mahmudov, catch him with a number of shots, but Mahmudov will try to walk through those punches and knock him out. kind of how it could go. But Simon Kean, stablemate of Arslanbek Makhmudov at Eye of the Tiger Management, he's reflected on his fight against Newfel Ouatah. Obviously, Ouatah took a knee within 1 second of the fight beginning, something to do with the French Federation not insuring him, but it was a complete farce. And you've got Simon Kean saying, probably the most absurd post-fight post I've ever made. But I got to thank those who contributed to my fight prep. I want to thank the boxing fans, especially those who travelled to attend the event. So sorry for the turn of events, and I hope you still had a great night with some good fighters from Eye of the Tiger Management. Stay tuned for further adventure, as I will be back in the ring soon, even if I could go back tomorrow morning. Simon Kean. So that was translated from French, so it wasn't completely flowing. And for whatever reason, it seems very small on my screen. You've got Joseph Parker completing his sparring preparations ahead of his fight with Joyce on September the 24th. So you can see Nick Campbell here, along with Gunnar Colby and Christensen, who's been in camp for some time. Campbell, a more recent addition, and obviously Tyson Fury. You've got Joseph Parker's camp at Fury's facility in Morecambe. Joyce, meanwhile, he's returned from the United States, where he was sparring with Johnny Fisher and others, back in the UK for final preparations, also now sparring with Solomon Dakers. The Olympic silver medalist Richard Torres is set to return on Vasily Lomachenko's next undercard. So this card is confirmed for October the 29th. So Torres, it says here, US Olympic silver medalist Richard Torres, who is coming off a 44-second knockout over Marco Antonio Canedo in August, looks to make it 4-0 in a 6-round heavyweight special feature. So no opponent as yet. Jeremiah Milton has been confirmed on the October undercard of Jake Paul's next fight, and he was meant to be on the undercard of the August fight that Paul was going to have with Hasim Rahman, but that one got canned. Milton has since been back in the ring and now obviously going to be on this next fight with Paul facing Anderson Silva. So good opportunity for Milton to stay active. You've got Joe Goodall, he and Arsene Fosso, they are fighting later this week, so not going to sort of play these clips because it'll get copyrighted, but this is on the Paul Gallen undercard, so Thursday night in Australia, which will be Wednesday sometime in the Northern Hemisphere. So Joe Goodall, Arsene Fosso, seemingly well matched. We'll have to see how that goes. Paul Gallen, some sort of fast-facing two former rugby league players on the same night. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that, and I'm not going to cover that, but I will be looking to probably watch the Joe Goodall fight if I can, but pay-per-view cost, we'll see what time. And often these cards end up being sort of after midnight my time in New Zealand, some of the fights. And Andy Ruiz Jr., he has sort of continued the call out of Deontay Wilder, so said he would like to fight him after beating Luis Ortiz, now posting a mock graphic to social media, Ruiz versus Wilder. Although I do think that Ruiz probably not going to be the A side, as it were. It's probably going to be Wilder versus Ruiz, but we'll have to see. But certainly a fight I'd like to see if Wilder can get through Robert Helenius and look good. Got questions about Andy Ruiz Jr. and I guess with Deontay Wilder too, after those couple of beatings against Tyson Fury. What's he got left? How's he going to look? And if he gets through Helenius, that could be a very tasty fight. Drop a comment, loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.